It marked the moment they moved beyond pop stardom into becoming true album artists, experimenting with new sounds, deeper lyrics, and a more unified artistic vision. But they had also grown frustrated with being seen only as a pop group. Inspired by Bob Dylan, the Byrds, and the expanding folk rock scene, they wanted to make an album that showed more maturity, both musically and lyrically. Unlike earlier records, which were often rushed between tours, Rubber Soul was recorded in one concentrated block of sessions at EMI Studios, Abbey Road, between October 12th and November 11th, 1965, just 4 weeks before its release. Recording process. Producer. George Martin, as always, guided the sessions, though by now the band was taking more creative control. Instruments and sounds. Sitar, played by George Harrison on Norwegian wood, This Bird Has Flown. The first time a rock band used the Indian instrument, inspired by Harrison's growing interest in Indian music. Fuzz bass, McCartney on Think for Yourself, one of the earliest uses in rock. Harmonium and piano, Martin and McCartney, adding texture to tracks like We Can Work It Out and In My Life. Vocal harmonies, more intricate than on earlier albums, influenced by folk rock and Motown. Studio experimentation. Though still limited to 4-track tape, the Beatles and Martin got creative by bouncing tracks, using tape speed manipulation, and layering unusual combinations of instruments. Songwriting. Lennon, more introspective and surreal. Norwegian Wood, Nowhere Man, In My Life. Harrison contributed 2 songs, Think for Yourself and If I Needed Someone, reflecting his growing confidence as a songwriter. Themes. Relationships became more nuanced, less about teenage love and more about ambiguity, loss, and identity. Album title. The title Rubber Soul was a playful pun on plastic soul, a phrase Black American musicians sometimes use to describe white musicians playing soul music. McCartney explained it as meaning fake soul, but in a cheeky, self-aware way. Release and impact. UK release, Deck 3, 1965. A 14-track album with no singles. US release, Deck 6, 1965. Capitol Records altered the track list, removed Drive My Car, Nowhere Man, and a few others, adding I've Just Seen a Face and It's Only Love from Help. This folkier version had huge influence on American musicians. Critical reception, hailed as a breakthrough in rock music. Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, for example, cited Rubber Soul as the direct inspiration for Pet Sounds. By legacy, marked the shift from the Beatles as a hit single band to serious album artists. Expanded what rock music could be, personal, experimental, and diverse in style. Paved the way for their later masterpieces, Revolver, Sgt. Pepper,